Morning guys, Chris, VA Travels, and greetings from the luxurious Super 8 Hotel in Bedford, Virginia. And down here this weekend checking out a couple sites. And yeah, once a month I like to get a hotel somewhere out of my driving zone. Kind of a 2-hour bubble around Fredericksburg I can travel to within a day. So, and once again, thanks to my Patreon supporters, definitely helping out. Yeah, so yesterday I was at the Booker T. Washington Memorial. Today I'm going to visit a place called Avenel. So anyway, all right, I'm going to wake myself up and get this thing going. Okay, made it. Historic Avenel in Bedford, Virginia, and getting ready for my tour. 11 o'clock tour, and you have to email to schedule an appointment. Seems pretty nice so far. To let you know, tickets are $10. Okay, so we're in the parlor, and an original piece of furniture down here, and pretty neat. That's actually a mirror down below. The women would check to make sure their ankles are covered when getting dressed up. And here he is right here, William Burrell. And pretty nice fireplace here. And some pretty fancy curtains over here. Curtain rods original. Oh, and let me show off this medallion. And in the center is a little sculpture of tobacco. They're a cash crop. And along the edges there are grapes. They had a little winery. All right, the dining room, and a big picture of William's wife, Mary Frances Steptoe Burrell. That's her in her younger days, and another piece of original furniture. Pretty big windows. And yeah, a pretty big door. Back here is the kitchen. This was originally the porch, early 1900s. The kitchen was added. Over here is a closet, which was used as a pantry. Pretty neat light fixture. It looks like that would have been a gasolier at one time, I bet. And walking into, I guess this would be the living room, and a little plaque here on the Ballards. Only 2 families ever owned this house. Of course, the Burrells, and then in 1906, the Ballards moved in. And this lady, Peggy, right here, lived here up until when it was sold. She lived to be 102 years old. And there's one of William's daughters, Rosalie, ended up moving to Kentucky. And original piece of furniture. I'll tell you an interesting story. Robert E. Lee's family stayed here for a time during the Civil War. The Arlington house was, of course, confiscated. So he moved his family down here for a period of time. He came back after the war and greeted Confederate soldiers. There was about a line about a mile long who wanted to meet him, greeted them and shook all of their hands. And Eliza over here, she would be a granddaughter And this is her son. He served in World War I and then became a professor at Notre Dame. Kind of interesting. I don't know if this is original. And this is William's study. And I bet this would have been another gasolier. You can see the Greek revival influences the Greek key. And yeah, this room has kind of an Asian theme going on. See the fans over here. And these are original Audubon paintings. And if you want to go back in my library, I actually visited the Audubon house down in Louisiana. For those that don't know, he was a painter, a naturalist. A lot of famous pictures of birds. And for any ghost people out there, this house is very famous for having apparitions. And apparently Peggy, who I had mentioned earlier, that kind of blurry image is supposed to be her. So, oh, and this is original as well. This guy Hogarth, he was a cartoonist over in London. It's kind of one of his satirical cartoons. Yeah, so pretty neat. All right. Okay, in the hallway here, and another fancy gasolier up there. And some original letters. And Letty, one of the daughters, was part of the United Daughters of the Confederacy. And Bedford originally used to be called Liberty. So, kind of neat. Just talking about a little bit of the history of the town. Old map. And a little timeline of the Burrells. And of Avenel. And Avenel was the name of a house in a book that William was a fan of. All right, go upstairs. So up here on the second floor, and this is the bedroom of Mary Francis's mother, William's mother-in-law. Yeah, she was widowed, so she stayed with them. And again, pretty cool light fixture. And yeah, the bathrooms weren't added until 1906 when the Ballards moved in. And 2.5 foot thick walls, just to let you know. And this door was added recently because this is now an events venue. But when the bathroom was built, they would have to go outside onto the porch and come through this little door here. So, and this fireplace insert back here. Pretty neat. And just to let you know, there was originally a kitchen at the end of the walkway right there. It actually collapsed in the 1980s during a snowstorm, and it was just too much work to rebuild. And original smokehouse right there. So I don't know if this is original, but you would have these shift rows because remember back then closets were taxed. All rooms were taxed. Yeah, leads to the porch. All right, on this side, the bedroom of Mary Frances and William, and they've kind of got it set up as a museum right now. And this spinning wheel goes back to the 1700s. Again, Greek style fireplace, mantle, and Avenel in its heyday. And sewing machine, she's letting me lift this. Going back to the 1800s. Pretty neat. And this was their family library, a lot of law books. Some of these books go back to the 1600s, several from the 1700s, and a lot from the early 1800s. And these kind of chiffres, these aren't original. And just a few items here from Bedford, or Liberty, I guess at the time. Glasses back there. Oh, here's that kitchen that no longer stands. I had pointed out. There's that table that Robert E. Lee greeted all the soldiers at. And this is what a house looked like in 1985 when it was purchased by the foundation. So, all right, let's see what's in this room. This little pathway, hallway, a lot of the women would hang out here. And this isn't original, but some pretty old pieces. And there used to be a porch out front. And one day she said they might get to adding that back. But pretty interesting furniture. Like I say, this isn't original to the house, but kind of an old English theme going on there. Interesting kind of sofa there. And this is the Lee room. This is where Robert E. Lee stayed. And this is where his family stayed during the war. And this is where he and his daughter stayed when he came back to visit after the war. And again, not original, but some pretty old pieces. But this armoire, chiffre, whatever you want to call it, cabinet, this is original. Goes back to 1888. So same year the house was completed. Cabinet maker from Richmond built this. Oh, and yeah, famous painting, Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson in Chancellorsville, their last meeting. Very famous painting. And the same artist who painted this had painted the descendant who was the World War I soldier downstairs. And yeah, all these are plugged up. They plugged them up when they added the gas. And not original, but really old and kind of neat here. This headboard was removable. Picture Robert E. Lee. Another picture. And yeah, it's great. This place is an events venue. It's making some money, allowing them to help restore this place. So, and a sampler down here of the house. And it looks like that's going to be it. So I'm going to head outside, do a walk around. All right, yeah, very thorough tour, as you just saw. And yeah, I'm gonna do a walk around. But yeah, started building this house. Looks like an arched, I don't know if that was originally a door or a window, it looks like. But yeah, work began 1836. It was completed 1838. And as I had mentioned, an original smokehouse. And the barn back there was added by the second family, the Ballard family. And at the end of this walkway, as I had said, was the kitchen that collapsed in the 1980s.
But yeah, so kind of a federal Greek revival style house. And yeah, nicest house in Bedford. And it was built by William M. Burrell. And he was a Virginia delegate, served 10 terms. And yeah, you can see kind of the boxed, stately look. And he is the son of William A. Burrell, who was a Virginia congressman. And there's a little, and across the street is the inn at Avenel, bed and breakfast over there. And yeah, he was his father, William A. Burrell, was private personal secretary to Thomas Jefferson. And the Burrell, again, one of those big first families of Virginia that I'm always talking about. And yeah, their records go back to 1628 is first record of them coming over here to the New World. And of course, you've always got the big magnolia tree up front. And yeah, like I say, luckily this place is pretty well kept. Also serves as an events venue. So, yeah, in the Burrell family, they're the ones who also built Carter's Grove out there near Williamsburg. Kind of one of the most famous plantations here in Virginia. And this actually would have been the front of the house originally. Let me just take a little look at this, quick look at this plaque. And, yeah, looks like she was maybe responsible for the garden. But yeah, only 2 families lived here, 2 generations of Burrells. As I said, 1906, the Ballard family lived here up until 1985, when the Avenel Foundation took over. And yeah, there's actually not much Civil War history other than Robert E. Lee's family staying here. It was luckily preserved. In the story that goes with that is that William's daughter, I can't think of her name right now, her husband was a doctor. He went during the war to visit some Union soldiers, helped out, and because of that, the Union Army decided to leave this place alone. So, yeah. And a little garden over here, just take a quick look at. And yeah, so that's it for Avenel. And I'll just tell you, Bedford is kind of a nice little town if you ever want to come down here. Anyway, as always, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Support me on Patreon. See ya.